Welcome to Mountain Bike Express as we follow the 7-Up BMBF National Point Series to Plymouth for round 2. We're on the edge of Dartmoor at Newnham Park, which is one of the most popular venues in the country. But with some horrendous weather leading up to the event, both riders and course will be tested. First to check it out are the juniors. The course is an 8-mile loop with 4 river crossings. It takes riders up onto Dartmoor as well as down the notorious pipeline descent. The juniors set off on their 3-lap race, swarming across the starting field in what was probably the fastest start of the day, and the main contenders, Matt Guy and Alan Gunner, were right up there. And at the end of the field, as they hit the river, Alan was second with Matt third. After a stiff climb, Ollie Beckinsale had joined them at the front on the pipeline descent. With another classy descender, Robert Thackeray in fourth and trying to get back on terms. Others were using any means possible to get down. As the leading trio hit the bomb holes, Alan was obviously putting on the early pressure in an attempt to drop Matt, who was so strong at the end of the first race in Yorkshire. This meant that a significant gap had quickly opened over the chasers, Rob Thackeray and Kevin Duckworth. And by the time the main group were coming through, Alan and Matt had dropped Ollie and were heading into the woods. Coming down to the second river crossing, there was no let-off from Alan, but Matt was looking very comfortable. Behind them, Ollie couldn't go with the pace, and it looked like he was in for a lonely ride. With Philip Wilding having moved ahead of Rob into fourth. And at the top of the course on the moors, Matt let Alan know just how strong he was, as he took over at the front with the field behind beginning to stretch out. As the conditions got worse, Matt's cross skills again came into use, with a run up this short, slimy climb, and Alan nearly got a face full of bike to add to his enjoyment. During lap 2, there was very little change, as Matt and Alan both had turns at the front to see, unsuccessfully, if they could get away. But they had opened up a 1:15 gap over Ollie, who was secure in third with a 2-minute gap over the chasers. Start of the final lap, and Alan had had no joy in shaking off Matt. With Ollie still unchallenged in third.
Go on, Ollie! Go on, Ollie! Come on, Ollie!
So it was inevitable that Matt would put on a final burst to see if he could drop Alan. And when Alan made a slight stumble through the bomb holes, Matt saw his chance, put the pedal to the metal and opened a gap. Further behind, the chasing pack had regrouped, but even if they had been prepared to work together, they wouldn't have caught Ollie, who has continued his improvement from the end of last season. Meanwhile, Matt had extended his lead to nearly 3 minutes by the time he crossed the line for his second win out of 2. Alan must be somewhat frustrated to find himself under such pressure from the likes of Matt and Ollie, both of whom he was beating comfortably last year. On the international race scene, the Grundig World Cup had moved to Belgium for round 3, and once again, Julie Furtado was out in front in the women's race, with Caroline still challenging. Alison Seidel used her normal tactic of attacking on the climb to try and forge a comfortable lead. But with yet another amazing show of strength and form, Furtado reeled her in, and Seidel again had to be content with second. The battle was for third, with the world champion, Sylvia First, having returned to form and getting the better of the 91 champion Ruthie Mathis, while Chantal Decour took fifth ahead of Caroline, but over 8 minutes behind Furtado. In the men's race, Henrik Denise led the field on the first climb, with Barry Clark also showing well, but with yet more mud and rain taking its toll on the bikes, there were constant changes at the front. For a while, it appeared as though Thomas Frischknecht and Mike Klug would again do battle, before Frischknecht dropped out with mechanicals, and it was Lenny Christensen and Tinka Juarez who took up the challenge, but Kluger was watching from a distance. Britain's Gary Ford, now riding for Scott, was continuing to shine on the international stage and not afraid to mix it with the likes of Tomac. Christensen and Juarez maintained their lead till the final lap, but with Poland's Jan Wijek and Kluger looking comfortable behind, it seemed inevitable that the leaders would crack. With 2 climbs to go, Kluger was breathing down the Dane's neck and was well ahead of it by the time they came into the finish. Tomac had also put in a last lap charge to move up to third, whilst Gary obtained his best result yet with a 5th. That win gave Kluger a comfortable lead in the overall standings as he took the blue jersey for the first time since 1990. Whilst Furtado was also having everyone look into the history books as she is the first rider to win 3 World Cups on the trots.
If you've just caught fat tyre fever, you're probably dying to spin those cranks, but you might not fancy this baptism of fire. Or you may be wondering why on earth these people want to put themselves through so much agony.
I haven't a clue, to be honest. I haven't a clue.
After this course, I don't know.
Pass. Give up. I don't know. Not anymore.
I haven't a clue at the moment.
I haven't the faintest idea.
If you ask me tomorrow, I'll give a different answer, but today, I don't know.
There's a man here.
Cramp.
Hello, video camera. I'm dead.
You'll be pleased to know that it's easier than that to get started. But before you do anything, you'll need a helmet. And then I guess you'll want a bike. Now, the price of a mountain bike can range from £100 to £4,000. But if you can afford it, it's best to spend between £300 and £500. And there are plenty to choose from. However, don't forget to keep between £50 and £100 aside, as there are other things you'll need. So, now you're ready to go. Well, not quite. Unfortunately, you can't ride wherever you'd like, and there's an off-road code you should follow. For all the details, as well as general cycling advice, contact the British Mountain Bike Federation on 0536 412211. Or you can keep up with all the very latest news, views, gossip and trick bits in the specialist mags. And there are plenty of books and videos covering everything from routes, training and something you'll need all too soon, bike maintenance. A lot of people cycle to keep their weight down. And sure, you can get away with eating a lot of naughties, but if you intend to take it seriously, stick to low fat and particularly before a hard ride, high carbohydrate foods. In cycling, more than most sports, you'll run out of energy fast if you haven't filled the tank. And what if you do want to get out there and race? Well, you won't be straight up against the pros, as most events cater for both men and women of different age and ability. So whether you're thinking of racing or just riding for fun, fitness or holidays,
Give it a go, you'll love it.